Are we in complete control of our lives? Definitely not. We don't know our deepest capabilities. Can we correct our current state of affairs? Absolutely. But in what way? By increasing our awareness and attention level in life. Carlos Castaneda is a writer and magician who opened the door for modern society to the secrets of the teachings of the ancient Toltec Indian people and left a three-step technique of constant awareness, called magical attention. A person practicing this technique is able to unlock his inner potential and begin to live in full consciousness and in accordance with his destiny. The practice of awareness was not revealed by Carlos Castaneda to the general public through books, but was demonstrated by him during a closed 10-day seminar for anthropology students at Yale University. This technique of opening of attention and perception of the world consists of three steps: attention to one's own state, action awareness, and listening awareness. First of all, it is necessary to emphasize the essential difference in the understanding of the terms realization and awareness. According to Castaneda, the first is a finished act, while awareness is a permanent practice done here and now. So, let us not waste another minute and begin to describe the technique of magical attention. The first step, attention to own state. The first step is paying attention to your state. The essence of this stage is that you listen to your bodily, emotional, and mental states for a moment and describe them in detail. It is necessary to describe in detail, and most importantly, honestly, everything that you feel at the moment, trying to listen to any insignificant detail in the three states or to their slightest changes. To do this, focus and be here and now, without engaging in extraneous thoughts or experiencing any emotional outbursts. Castaneda said that if you feel emotional fluctuations or pronounced sensations while doing this step, you should stop practicing immediately. This means that either your power is too close to you and you are at risk of being captured by it, which is not our normal everyday state, or what you are feeling is a lie or hallucination. In essence, you should not experience anything unusual or inexplicable, but only with attention and accuracy monitor the bodily, emotional, and mental states. Any emotional outburst and instability is a stress for the nervous system and an additional expenditure of strength and energy to bring the consciousness out of such a state and return it to balance and calmness. The 20th century occultist and philosopher Manly Palmer Hall argued that the power and energy expended by man in his daily life is also utilized by him in spiritual knowledge. It follows that the less stress and extreme emotional states a person experiences in daily life, the greater the inner resource he or she can tap into in learning about his or her inner nature and true self. The Taoist monk is a perfect embodiment of the philosophy that first of all preserves the maximum amount of energy in ordinary life in order to use it later on the path to enlightenment. This is accomplished through an abstemious lifestyle and the renunciation of anything that is not absolutely necessary. This is how Taoist monks maintain excellent health even in their old age and die naturally at a profoundly advanced age. The cornerstone of this approach is not the development of additional capabilities, but the elimination of any hindrances and obstacles that exhaust a person and reduce his sensitivity and ability to recognize his true self. This is why emotional outbursts are an indicator of the unprepared state of the practitioner of the practice of magical attention. The practitioner of the awareness techniques revealed by Carlos Castaneda at the closed seminar must first stabilize his physical, emotional, and mental states by being aware of his own inner strength and energy. Preservation of personal strength and energy relies primarily on order in ordinary life. This can be represented by three basic laws. First, the law of order of the body, which consists of proper nutrition and the elimination of all food poisons, including alcohol, nicotine, and other drugs from the diet. In addition to this, the practitioner striving for order in life must cultivate a love of physical exercises and an active lifestyle. Second, the law of order of thought, which is based on academic education and self-education, broadening one's horizons and being critical of the ideas that enter the practitioner's mind, as well as being critical of one's own environment. The people around you should inspire you, not depress you. Third, the law of three statements: I am in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing, indulging in vice. If at least one of the three statements is true at a given moment and under given circumstances, then the practitioner is advised to reconsider the attitude to the correct use of his inner resource. The second step of the magical attention technique: awareness in action. To begin the second stage of the practice, it is necessary to understand the meaning of a very important definition introduced by Carlos Castaneda: alertness. The quality of being in full attention to one's own inner changes and to the changes of the world around is called alertness. Alertness is a constant readiness for action. At the same time, alertness is not tension, but can be compared, for example, with the smoothness of a tiger's movements. A tiger is not tense, but at any moment is ready to make a jump in order to strike a fateful blow with one clear and correct movement. Alertness, in essence, is total attention to the things of the world, to see with clarity and precision that all things in the world are connected. With this vision comes the skill of comparison. When one is able to compare, one influences the course of events, and thus wins the battle. Awareness in action consists in the right mood for any action in life, filling it with meaning and power. According to Castaneda, any human action is a magical act, the three states of any action, which must be performed in a state of full awareness, namely, bodily state, readiness for action, mental emotional state, calmness mixed with quiet joy, mental, a state of open flow, when the thought is extracted from the depths of memory without any effort. Here it is worth saying a few words about the feeling of quiet joy. According to the teachings of the Toltecs, quiet and calm joy, as opposed to infantilization and emotional ecstasy, is the natural state of a person going his own way. Castaneda's teacher Don Juan, an Indian from the Yaqui tribe, said that man is surrounded by millions of paths, and all of them lead to nowhere. But only one of them has a heart. It is the one a person should choose. Joy according to the Slavic alphabet consists of two words, Ra, which means pure light, and Dost, which means sufficiency. Ancient philosophical systems, including Nagvalism, to which Carlos Castaneda belonged, assert that our earth is a living being, which, just like a human being, passes its way of spiritual evolution. Just like a human being, the earth has a spiritual heart, which in the secret teachings of the Egyptians was called Ra. The feeling of quiet and deep joy means that one has an abundance of pure spiritual light in one's spiritual heart, flowing from the spiritual heart of the earth. The feeling of quiet and deep joy is evidence that one has chosen the path of the heart and feels the pulse of the earth, being in spiritual connection with it as a spiritual being. The feeling of silent and deep joy is the only tuning fork that testifies that you are doing everything right and moving along the path of your destiny. According to Eastern philosophical systems, real joy is a consequence of sincerity and aspiration of the practice to reunite and realize oneself as a part of the common human family, sharing with it its evolutionary path and working constantly for its benefit. Without such aspirations, one cannot achieve true philanthropy and enlightenment. The third stage of magical attention, awareness in listening. According to Carlos, the third step, awareness in listening, Castaneda, man does not know how to listen, he only hears and recognizes sounds and listens always superficially. Castaneda revealed that the reason for superficial attention is fear. Toltec teachings state that man has three kinds of attention: tonal, nawal, and third attention. In short, tonal or first attention or known, is the consciousness of everyday life, in which an adult person stays during his waking hours. Nawal or second attention or unknown is the human consciousness hidden by the tonal, which is able to utilize all the hidden inner resources available to him as a human being. According to Don Juan, the tonal has adapted to the nawal since the time of growing up. It does not notice it and pretends as if it does not exist. In other words, during ordinary life a person almost never turns to his inner forces and reserves as a magical being, but uses only the tonal, which can support him afloat in everyday life. Castaneda states that when we listen to others, we listen superficially and not attentively because of fear of hearing what is really going on with others, because of fear that the reality of our inner being, the reality of Nawal, may be speaking to us through the others. Tonal does everything to make his power in human consciousness dominant. Therefore, he tries in every possible way to separate man from Nawal. To hear the interlocutor truly means to hear his reality, to let him into our world and let him stay there. True hearing is a contact with Nawal. The mere possibility of such a contact terrifies Tonal. There is another interesting detail hidden here. Eastern philosophy says that serving others and working for the common human good is the highest goal of a person walking on the spiritual path of evolution. Such is not possible without the awareness in listening to the other and accepting his or her pain as one's own. To achieve this, some religious movements teach compassion and empathy. In contrast, awareness in listening works with empathy, where the practitioner of awareness in listening learns at the level of feeling the reality that comes into contact with him through the words and pain of his interlocutor. Compassion is shared suffering, which is a theological category of tonal, passed off as an instrument of knowledge of the world, an imaginary disclosure in it, and leading one to nowhere. Empathy is a dialogue of hearts through feelings, a dialogue of Nawal, engaging the deep inner essence of man. The practice of magical attention awakens deep feelings in man, because Nawal is felt only by the human senses as opposed to the emotional outbursts dealing with tonal. Therefore, the third step of the magical attention technique, through listening awareness, engages human intuition, which operates with the categories of the unknown. The Rosicrucians claim that intuition can connect a person with his true self, which belongs neither to the known nor the unknown, but is in the realm of the unknowable. Another challenging element of listening awareness is paying attention to one's own inner voice. Inattention to the voice of one's own self is the key to an unhappy life. Castaneda said that man does not know how to lose when faced with circumstances in life. Instead, man immediately surrenders to them. By being aware of our inner voice, we are able to know our true essence and always remain victorious by following the path that has the heart. An indication that you are able to practice awareness in listening is inspiration and the urge to create and create for the benefit of all humanity. The practice of magical attention is an accessible technique for increasing attention in life and unlocking inner hidden reserves. This technique is based first on a sober approach to life, then on temperance and non-wastefulness, and finally on clarity and calmness. The magical attention technique is a sequential practice consisting of attention to one's own state, awareness in action, and awareness in listening. Magical attention, as revealed by Carlos Castaneda, demonstrates that Castaneda's work is an ajar gateway to the insights, philosophy, and wisdom of the ages filled with life, not a teaching based on the effects of hallucinogenic plants as many believe. The practice of awareness is the golden key to realizing one's true essence, inherited from the wise ones of this mystery world. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.